going into year three now as the Royals manager. Year one, you guys had 106 losses, second to last in the league. This past year, you really flipped it around, 86 wins. You not only make the playoffs, you win a wild card round, you fall in the ALDS yourself, coming in second for AL Manager of the Year. I guess in your first 2 years, what have you learned about yourself as a manager in the bigs?
Yeah, I mean, it's a daily thing, right? You learn from your players every day. You learn from your staff every day. I mean, more than anything, it's really solidified for me that you have to stick to your plan, stick to your process, and not waver. You have to be willing to make adjustments, but at the same time, not panic when things don't go the way you hope they do, because a lot of this game is out of your control. And the better the players are, the better they make the coaches look.
Yeah, and it seems like it's been a building process, and it is every year when you have 162 games, but just the massive turnaround this past year, falling in the divisional round, many seeing it as quite a successful year, looking at the year before that. But how do you run off that momentum and build off that going into this year?
Well, I mean, I think, we have to stay healthy. That's number one. Two, our players need to continue to improve. I mean, that's going to be every year. You're going to have some guys that you need to make incremental improvements, because it's not a one-person game, right? We have some household names in Bobby Witt Jr. and Salvi Perez. Some guys that are emerging stars like Cole Reagan, Seth Lugo, those kinds of guys. But we need all 26 or all 40. We were healthy last year and we used 52 guys. So that's every team. Every team has injuries. Every team has to make roster moves. But that being said, we need incremental improvements from everyone to make the whole product better. And that's what we're looking for, is our guys understand that they don't have to be 10 times better than they were last year. They just have to tighten up their game, make improvements, whether that's in receiving or base running or whatever the fundamental is, that all those little improvements, when stacked together, make the team better.
Yeah, and you mentioned the star players and the up and coming guys as well, and the whole AL Central Division is very young and up and coming. You mentioned Bobby Witt. I got to ask you, Coach, how is it to just sit back and be able to watch him play baseball on a daily basis?
Well, it's definitely something I don't take for granted, because there aren't too many Bobby Witt Juniors walking around, and to get to watch him up close every day, and not only watch him on the field, but how he handles himself behind the scenes, what kind of person he is in the clubhouse. He's elite in all of those things. His preparation, the way he bounces back from failures, all those things. It's remarkable, for especially when you consider his age. But to be able to see this every day and watch him progress from the time I got here till now, it's very special.
And one of the storylines for you guys last year was when you made the playoffs, you advanced through the wild card round, then you get to take on the Yankees. For you, being from Albany, New York, you're facing it's the home state team, the New York Yankees. Was there any extra pressure? Did you have any of your old friends from the Capital Region sending you messages when you were, in Yankee Stadium down in the Bronx for a playoff series?
Well, I mean, plenty of people that I grew up with and still keep in touch with are big Yankee fans. I mean, rightfully so. But that's one of those things. My allegiance is easily to the team I work for, right? So I mean, it wasn't extra pressure for playing the Yankees. I mean, those games were equally as important as the ones we had played to get in the playoffs. So, we thought we had a good chance to beat them. Didn't work out that way. Credit to them. Obviously, they had an outstanding year. But for us, yeah, I'll get messages from people at home, and I'll give it back to them too.
162 obviously is a marathon. Months and months. We're just over a week away, and the message throughout the year will obviously change as the days, weeks, and months turn. But what's your message going into this marathon that you guys are going to be starting in just over a week?
Well, I mean, I think the best way to approach the season is one day at a time, right? I mean, we can't think about the month of April or the first half. We have to, every game matters, and we got into the playoffs last year by one game. So we understand that it doesn't matter if you win that game in April or you win it in September. You have to take them all seriously. And you get into the start of a major league season, everyone's expectations are high. You have to play well. And our guys understand it's about executing. It's about knowing how to do little things that help you win games. And more than anything, we're going to pitch, we're going to play defense, and we're going to try to beat you on the bases. I mean, those are the things that kind of make us who we are. And, and then we're going to be as aggressive as we can be and taking advantage of our team speed. So, we have to know who we are and play our game.
Yeah, for sure. And my final question for you is, with you guys in spring training, I just was checking today for the schedules. It's day one of tryouts in the 518 for high school baseball today.
Oh, okay.
A lot of great Capital Region players. Bethlehem High School won their first ever state championship this past spring, which was in Class AA. I guess for the kids who want to have a successful season in the coming spring, what would your message be to not only the Bethlehem team looking to defend their state title, but all the 518 baseball players?
Enjoy it, man. I mean, I look back and think about how long ago that was for me, but how fresh it is in my mind. I mean, you got to enjoy every second of going through your high school career and with your buddies and competing for your school. And for the kids at Bethlehem, that was tremendous. I mean, I was so excited for that. I wish I could have seen some of it, but just to get to talk to those guys and keep in touch with Matt Rabbitt and Rick Leach and those guys that coach them and do such a good job. That was really exciting. That's phenomenal. And that's a tremendous accomplishment. Defending it'll be even tougher, I would imagine. I don't know anything about the roster or anything like that, but I'm really excited for them.
Yeah, for sure. Baseball season's underway for everyone around the country. So, Coach, thank you again for your time. Good luck this year.